75,000 Fall Chinook have already crossed over Bonneville Dam, as well as 100,000 Steelhead have already crossed over Bonneville Dam. That means that these upper river systems and tributaries of these upper river systems are going to be getting a lot of fish this year. We are in this video going over how to simply brine up hyper effective eggs so you can go target these steelhead as well as these Fall Chinook in these upper river systems along with their tributaries. Hover fishing, side drifting, back trolling is a huge part of fishing these upper river systems, and we're gonna go over what kind of egg here you should be using to utilize that type of fishing. Welcome back to another episode of Walking on Water. In this tutorial, we are gonna go over how to simply brine up effective eggs for Fall Chinook and Steelhead. This is just one out of about 3 pounds of eggs that we're gonna do here today. Maybe a little bit less, maybe about 2 pounds. We got all of these eggs from Brewster Pool Sockeye this year, and they're going to be absolutely very effective. So as you can see, those are very good looking, little tiny berry skeins of eggs, and they're gonna be super juicy once we get done brining these up. Very simple brine that we're using here today. Simply just running an upriver Pro-Cure. We got a little krill powder, and then a little Pro-Cure Slamola powder that has a little bit of bite stimulants and other things at the Clearwater and the Snake confluence. And we are gonna hover fish for some of these big old Fall Chinook, as well as up the Clearwater River for some steelhead. So let's get into actually prepping these eggs so we can get these things brined up. So we're gonna grab one of these skeins of eggs out. Now, as you can see, this is about an 8-inch long skein of eggs. This one is actually perfect. These sockeye, all of these sockeye eggs, just for the simple fact that sockeye aren't that big of a fish, and when we caught them, we were in Brewster Pool, and the eggs have a little bit longer to go before they're fully developed, so they're not ginormous eggs by any means. If you're taking eggs out of a full-size Chinook salmon, you're gonna wanna do a couple things before to prep these eggs to get them ready to brine. Let's talk about that right now. So, as you can see on this little skein of eggs, imagine this being a big old long strip of Chinook salmon eggs, okay? See how these eggs, the actual berries, are showing? So you have the berries of the eggs, these little tiny balls, and then you have this thick layer on the back. This thick layer on the back, this stuff that's holding it all together, is the skein, and the berries are actually the little eggs themselves. But on the big strips, where you have a lot of skein, you're gonna wanna take scissors, just like these ones right here. You're gonna wanna take your scissors on a big, long Chinook salmon sized skein of eggs, and you're gonna wanna slice down the middle of that skein to open up more of the berries so this Pro-Cure brine can penetrate those eggs. As well as, you can see that this is about an 8-inch strip. This is perfect right here. When you have a 14-inch strip of eggs, you wanna cut it maybe into thirds to make them a little bit smaller so that Pro-Cure can get in and around it in those berries, and it can adhere and actually brine up the eggs versus trying to coat a 14-inch strip. So you wanna cut it down into about thirds. First things first, we have 2 separate bags, and I got freezer bags here because I am gonna freeze these. You can definitely vacuum seal. It's definitely the best method for keeping them in the freezer. I'm gonna fish these here in about a week and a half, and so no big deal for this. We're not gonna go ahead and vacuum seal, but we're just gonna label on here which one's which so we know, obviously. If we're gonna use krill, we're gonna write it. If we're gonna use slamola, we're gonna write it as well. So we got our bags, and we're gonna separate our eggs into equal portions into each bag very quickly. While I'm doing this, guys, if you guys enjoy these videos at all, just smash the like button, comment down below what your favorite egg brine is, what kind of scents do you like putting in them, and how you like to fish them, whether it's a bobber, side drifting, back trolling, so on and so forth, or hover fishing. Also, share these things out to your friends and family, subscribe to the channel, and go to Facebook and join the Walking on Water private fishing Facebook group so you guys can chill, chat, hang out, talk about fishing, and just be a part of the community. Woo. There we go. These eggs, a few of these broke up a little bit more than the other bag. Those skeins are pretty much all intact. And then these ones are a little bit crazier. Okay, so there's that. Let's wash the hands off a little bit. Now, we are going to take our Procure product just like so. And this is gonna be, I'm gonna take the top off. Just like that. We're just gonna take the top off completely. We're gonna open that one up. We're gonna open up our Slamola powder. And then we're gonna open up our krill powder just like so. Now, I always like to go with what I'm gonna scent the bag with first. Okay, so we have 2 bags here. We're gonna do the first one with some krill. So a nice dosage of krill in there, just like that. And we're gonna move the eggs around until that krill powder and that juice in there absorbs a lot of that krill powder into the eggs themselves. And the reason I'm doing this is I want that brine to adhere to the eggs, but I want the scent to already be inside of the egg. If you put it on top of the cure, yes, it'll still be effective, but this is ensuring the fact that all of these eggs are 100% gonna get some of that krill in there. Just like so. Always give it nice mixes. Then we're gonna do this one with Slamola powder and krill. So we're gonna make sure we keep this one on the right side the whole entire time so we understand that that's the case. Okay? So we put our Slamola powder in there. Just had to go and spill some. Okay? A nice liberal dose of the Slamola powder. Doesn't have to be a ton. And then we're gonna grab the Slamola powder and we're just gonna do a little bite stimulant Slamola on this one. We're gonna leave the krill out of it. Okay? So we're gonna get that Slamola powder all over the top of that and we're gonna mix them up, okay? And yes, I know I put the same glove in on both, but we're not doing anything so crazy that it's gonna make that big of a difference. A tiny little bit of krill might be in here, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. So we're just gonna continue. Oh my gosh. Breathe that stuff in, you're gonna turn into a fish. Okay, so now that we got our skeins of eggs with Slamola all in there, now we are gonna move to the Procure brine. Simple and easy. We're gonna dump a liberal amount in the bag, just like so. And then we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna move these all around until they are completely coated. We want the berries to be nice and coated. Okay, now that we got it all nice and mixed in, we're gonna do one last little spread right over the top of these. Just like that. And we're gonna set this one off to the side. Okay? Then we're gonna take our krill and our Slamola powder batch and we're gonna throw the Procure in just like so. And we're gonna simply, after we're completed with the brining process, we're gonna push it down like that. And we're gonna seal this bag up. We're gonna grab this one, push the air out just like so, and then we're gonna seal this bag up. Now they're sealed just like so, down at the bottom. And now we're gonna talk about the next step that we need to do in this process. Now that we have 2 bags of eggs with all of our ingredients already set inside them and they're ready to be stored, we're not done with the brining process yet. Each one of these bags of eggs is gonna sit in the refrigerator for the next 3 days. Each day, we are gonna rotate the eggs inside of here about 3 to 4 times a day so we can make sure that that extra little bit of brine that we put on top has maneuvered into the eggs. And how we're gonna do that is, you're sitting in the refrigerator like this, you grab it out, you simply just move and massage that brine into those eggs just like so, okay? That one's done. Then you go to your next one, make sure that everything's locked down, and you're just massaging those eggs just like so. For the next 3 days, we are gonna massage these 4 times a day. Then, at the end of those 3 days, you will put them in the freezer 24 hours prior if you're going fishing. Say you're going fishing on the 4th day, 3 days from now, okay? You'd put them in the freezer the night before so that brine sets into those eggs. Now, if you're not, you can leave them in the freezer, but After the 3 days of massaging these eggs 4 times a day, you're gonna wanna put them in the freezer so they can set. That brine is going to set once they start freezing. The next 3 days is just helping that brine adhere to your eggs themselves. So, let's put these things in the refrigerator and let's look at a set that's done. All right, now that we got the counter clean before my wife literally cuts my head off, here is a finished product, frozen out of the freezer set of eggs. As you can see, it's still frozen, pretty stiff still, but this is the berry side of these eggs. They've been in the freezer for about a month, and once they thaw out, they are going to be ready to fish. Yes, they're a little flattened, so on and so forth. Once you tighten them up into that egg loop knot, it's literally not going to matter. You can see the berries right here on the side, still frozen, yes, but these things are brined up and cured to perfection. I mean, absolute gorgeous set of eggs right there, ready to go destroy fish at the confluence and on the Clearwater River. And as you can see, the bag they came out of, that brine is still sitting right in there. I'm gonna drop those right back down in there. Massage that brine right back around them, just like so. And this is going to go right back into the freezer so I can take it down and I'm going to fish with this exact set of eggs. So be looking for those videos, guys. Thank you guys so much for being a part of Walking on Water. It's absolutely a blessing and a pleasure. God bless you guys. This was how to effectively cure a set of eggs. Super easy, super simple. Let's go catch some fish. Can't wait to see you guys on the water. See you out there.